Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here with a few updates on a variety of different things. I figured I would make this a longer form video because I know that y'all like this sometimes, and right now seemed like the perfect time to do so. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so first things first, which I think is the most important topic of this entire video, is I was talking to a couple of y'all over on Instagram when this video dropped on the Dougherty Dozen YouTube channel. I had a few DMs like immediately back to back, so I knew that something was going on. At 2 minutes and 37 seconds of Alicia's day in the life video that was just posted, it shows that there, not only is she again showing the school bus and the kid being picked up from school, one of her kids, or to go to school, one of her kids, which we've talked about many times, so I'm not going to harp on it for a really long time in this video, but you know, it's bad enough people know where you live, people know where your kids go to school. Can you at least stop showing the damn bus picking your kids up? You're telling anyone who has bad intentions, this is the time that the school bus comes. This is the school bus number. I don't know if school bus numbers change. I haven't paid super close attention to it, but that's not even the most important takeaway from this. It's just that it goes back to the constant oversharing, and the fact that her own subscribers have talked about this so many times and it continues to be ignored. So that tells me that she doesn't care. So as long as she doesn't care, I'm going to continue to talk about it. Now, will I talk about it for 25 minutes every single time? No, but I'm going to continue to mention it because this is so insane. But what's even more insane is the fact how a few of y'all pointed out to me, 2 minutes and 37 seconds, you can see that they have a security vehicle sitting in their driveway. This is very alarming. Number one, to my knowledge, this is the first time that I have seen the security vehicle in their driveway at any point in time. I know that they had security with them at Comic-Con. That's a little bit different. You're going to a public venue, lots of different people. They're recognizable. I understood that part. But to have a security guard sitting in your driveway in the middle of the week morning when your kid is being picked up for school, this speaks very loudly to me. And I'm sure it does to y'all as well, and that's why I got the DMs about it. I don't know whose idea this was. And unless Alicia comes out and gives a full breakdown of why this security guard is sitting in their driveway, I'm not sure. But what it does tell me is there is some sort of threat to safety. And unfortunately, who is to blame for the safety being ripped away from their home? It's Alicia's oversharing. It's Alicia sharing where the kids go to school. It's Alicia sharing their schedules ahead of time. And yes, I know that not all the responsibilities should be put on her plate, but from the get-go, if she would have taken their safety as a top priority, then people wouldn't have known where they live. Stop vlogging in front of your house. Stop oversharing all of this information. Stop telling people where you go grocery shopping every single week. Stop showing the store receipts of the address of the Walmart that you're always at or the Wegmans. And when people do mention that, hey, I know where you live, it's either met with a smiley emoji or some kind of joke or some kind of appreciation. No, I don't appreciate you knowing where I live. I would not appreciate that. It would not be met with a heart emoji and a LOL. Like, that's not funny. I have a lot of questions about this security vehicle. I don't know if it's going to be a long-term thing. Is it just right now because things have gotten very hot and, you know, not good behind the scenes? Is something going on that she is not sharing with her audience? Did something happen that none of us know about? And of course, we can look at hearsay all day and all night, but I'm talking about actual events that took place, concrete evidence that led us to this place. Because as a child, if I'm being picked up by the school bus and there's a security guard sitting in my driveway, that is very scary to me. That does not say my house is a safe home. That says that this guy needs to keep us safe because we are not safe with just our parents. And that is very traumatizing for a child to go through. Even the kids that are, much younger and they might not fully recognize what's going on, most of them do. We're not talking about a house full of toddlers here. These kids are going to recognize when a police officer or a security officer or whomever is sitting in their driveway. Let's be honest. I think a lot of times people kind of don't give kids enough credit. And I remember being in situations when I was a kid where I was treated like I didn't really know what was going on, but I knew what was going on. Kids have a very good memory. They have a lot of, they have a really strong ability to be able to put two and two together and kind of figure out what's going on. Kids are not dumb. And I think we've talked about it too, where with these kids being kinship, adopted, foster to adopt, or bio, all of these children should be able to look at their home as their safe place. This is where we sleep. This is where people don't bother us. This is where people aren't possibly driving by our house. But instead, Alicia has taken the internet fame and clout that she's gotten off of multiple platforms, utilized it so that she could gain more financially. And now we have gone all the way to the point where people know all of the information, and she has to have this security guard literally sit in her driveway as her child is being picked up for school. How is that okay? Now, I understand that doxing happens and people's information, even if you try to be very, very safe, info still gets out. But the amount that she has overshared has led us to this point, and the amount of parasocial relationships that she has fed, nurtured, and watered along the way has made people feel way more welcome than they should to do things like drive by her home or inquire about what kid is going where. What's this kid doing and what's their schedule? She will just overshare. It's like she has word vomit and can't stop herself from oversharing. I think a lot of times when you're dealing with these kids that come from a broken home, or maybe just a place where they were staying and it wasn't their bio family, but it was not a place where they could feel safe. The whole idea of being adopted, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you get adopted by a family that can keep you safe. And they do offer you a home that's secure and quiet and nurturing. But with this, how is any child supposed to feel okay with a freaking security guard sitting at the end of their driveway as they're being picked up to go to school? And how are they supposed to feel safe at school? Because their mother has overshared so much that 5 million people on TikTok know where all of these kids go to school. To me, that's not something that should be applauded. And I know recently we've been having the conversation about people maybe going a little too hard on Alicia, and that's my personal opinion about things. But with situations like this, these are serious conversations that should be talked about. Because if you're going to make someone famous on social media, maybe it shouldn't be someone who literally put their kids' safety in such harm's way that they have to have a security guard sitting in their driveway on a Friday morning at 7 a.m. as their kids go away to get on the school bus. That is not normal, and it is not okay, and it's not something that should be applauded. That's my opinion. And of course, later in this video, she also reminds everyone of her very unhealthy shopping habits because she's buying more clothing and more shoes and more everything for their upcoming trip. you know, it's just the whole thing. Again, like she's doing new backpacks, new shoes, new clothing. Like the kids just went back to school shopping. The one kid just had a birthday. Like it's just constant need, constant excess, constant how many things can we buy in this shopping trip. And I know that it's all a write-off and I get the gig, but that also doesn't mean that it is not extremely wasteful. And hand in hand, we're still going back to the fact that none of her kids help clean up around the house. She's doing everything and they're constantly being rewarded. And that also takes me to her TikTok, where a few days ago she shared that the twins broke the TV in the living room because they were throwing around their new football. And I know a lot of people were upset that the football was like $150. I don't really care about that. That's just like the least of my worries. But again, we go back to the kids being, you know, crazy kids running around the house, doing all the things. They break the TV and then what happens? They just buy a new one. So there's no repercussions. There's no, okay, well, the TV is broken, so now we have to go without a TV for a week, to at least be able to show them that not everything is replaceable at that moment in time. But it's like the TV was broken and the new TV was installed within an hour. Like it's just going back to teaching these kids really good values, teaching them lessons, teaching them some structure. And I just don't see that on her channel. And again, it goes back to, why is this being applauded? Bare minimum, can we at least applaud parents that are trying and not just buying their kids' attention and affection? One more thing I want to talk about it before we move on to the next thing. Her TikToks recently, you know, they're very boring in my opinion. But this one where someone asked to do an eye color roll call. So you guys know she does these roll calls with what's your favorite candy? What's your age? What grade are you in? Whatever. What's your favorite color kind of thing. Someone requested that she do a roll call sharing the children's eye color. And I don't know, maybe that's completely harmless, but to me, it's just very strange, the things that these Dougherty Dozen fans ask for, the things that they applaud, the things that they request, the things that they are just so hype about. I don't understand it. And like, why do you care? Why do you need to know all of the kids' eye color? Why do you need to know what their favorite color is? And I said this in a video not long ago, but by Alicia constantly telling people what their favorite candy is, what their favorite color is, what grade they're in, blah, 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 you're giving weirdos more information about your children. So if and when one of these weirdos decides to approach one of your kids, they're going to say, oh, but I know your favorite color is purple and I have your favorite candy, blah, 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 whatever it is. It's just like, you're giving them things to store away in their weird, messed up mental Rolodex that they can use if and when the opportunity presents itself, so that they can gain the trust of these kids. And that is a big problem. But I am very alarmed by the fact that this security officer is sitting in her driveway. I am concerned for the effect that it has on her kids. I am very worried that some kids are going to see that, and even if they are reassured by older kids or even Alicia and Josh themselves, they might still have in the back of their mind that home is no longer a safe place because they saw that security guard and they know that something is wrong. And there's just no reason for any child to feel unsafe in their own home. And that's my opinion. I don't care if, you know, I just don't care what kind of explanation is provided for this. I just think that that can set off some red flags for kids. And I don't think the kids should be having to deal, they shouldn't have to deal with I don't feel safe in my home and there's a security guard and I don't know what's going on. It's that uneasy, anxiety fueled feeling that can overcome you as a child when you just don't know what's going on. Everything else that has been going on is kind of stuff that we have touched on before. You know, she's uploading these TikToks of the kids in their Halloween costumes. And of course, we know that Alicia is the ringleader, and I feel like that suits her perfectly. I know a lot of people have been, you know, oh, you should have been a White Claw. Like they have that White Claw costume at Spirit Halloween. I saw it myself, actually. It looks like one of those, like, not plastic, I guess it's like cotton. I'll throw it right here. People were like, oh yeah, you should, you know, do this. Here's my whole thing with her and this White Claw thing. I will touch on that real quick. The reason that I say talking about her being allegedly an alcoholic based off of the content that she has presented herself, some people in my comments were saying, oh, well, we're just coming to that conclusion because of what she has posted herself. And that's your right to do so. I still think as a creator, I hold myself to a little bit of a more, I guess, a little bit of a higher standard where I just don't go around weaponizing addiction and putting that tag on somebody, even if the content might raise a lot of different red flags, which hers has, and I stand by everything that I've said. I don't find that it's helpful. If you want someone to actually listen to you and to reflect, I don't find it to be useful to call someone an alcoholic. You're not going to get them to listen to you. You are projecting onto them, and I just don't think that is how you should approach a situation if you actually care about the kids involved. I just don't think that going around calling people alcoholics or drug addicts is helpful. I don't think that's how you get people to listen. I think that there can be a more mature conversation around these types of subjects. I think Alicia has a lot of different things that she could reflect on. And I'm here to have those conversations, but I'm also going to continue to not just fly off the rails and act like a jerk about it. I'm doing my best. So that's it for Dougherty Dozen. The next thing I want to talk about is our friend Love Meg. So Love Meg has decided to extend her little, you know, stream of revenue further to benefit herself. She put up on her Instagram stories, this was a couple of days ago. She said, so I'm thinking about adding a coaching corner over on the website. And she's talking about her lovemeg.video site. That is a paywall site where you can pay monthly or annually and access her old YouTube videos that most people have already seen. And recently she has been putting some more up-to-date videos on there since she's not uploading to YouTube, but a lot of times it's just recycled content, very boring. She continued by saying, think of it like a course on living the life you've always dreamed of, mindset growth, success, etc. Instead of launching all videos at one time, they will be posted once a week. Since this is coaching, I think I will charge per video. Not like a subscription. Don't worry, it's not like $2 to $3 per video or something. That way you will have the option to buy the specific videos that resonate with you and feel like whatever you need. And if you aren't into subscribing to the whole website and seeing vlogs and travel content, and you just want coaching, then you will have that option to just buy the specific videos you want. Another benefit, once you pay for it, it's yours to keep and watch as many times as you want without a full subscription to the site. I've been thinking about doing something like this for a while. Ever since I closed my one-on-one coaching and people started asking for a course, this seems like the easiest and funnest way to launch a course, blah, blah, blah. You know, Love Meg, I'm only going to say what's very obvious. I'm not going to harp on this for a long time. She's not a life coach. She has no credentials to coach anyone through life, trials, tribulations, marriage, divorce, ups, downs, highs, lows, hiring, firing. She just doesn't have the experience, and that's okay. One of the funniest things to me that I see all the time are influencers with a ton of self-importance, and they put themselves on this level of, I'm going to charge people for this. I'm going to ask you to pay money to access this. Brianna Kay has done it on her Instagram where she is charging people. Now, granted, even though it's only 99 cents a month, and I know that that is minuscule, but that's still something that you are paying for that you could get for free. So she'll do like to-do lists, she'll do holiday inspo. Like, why not just go over to Pinterest? You can look at all the pins and all the, printable to-do lists and stuff for free. So I don't know. It's your decision. It's your money. But like I've always said, if I'm going to pay someone for advice, it's going to be someone who is qualified to actually give really serious advice. I don't need toxic positivity and, oh, tomorrow's a new day, reset, refresh, self-care, all of that kind of generic nonsense that the influencers want to come with. I'm going to pay for something that has some substance, some experience behind it. And I just don't think that Love Meg is that person. And on top of it, how dare you literally charge people for life advice when you yourself could not even exit YouTube without calling everybody narcissist, everybody's a hater, everybody is out to get you. I don't know. From me, I would think that maybe someone who could have left with their chin up a little bit might be in a better position to coach someone else through life's hard times. Now, a few of y'all have asked me about an update on Molly. I have been doing my best to watch her stories, but as y'all know, I've also been sick, so I've not been on social media a ton the last 10 days. I have not seen any substantial updates on Molly. As far as I know, things are still moving forward with her taking Molly and putting Molly and her other dog in the cargo area of their international flight from New York to Germany. And I think that it's absolutely horrendous. I am not going to change my mind on that. I am not going to bend. I'm not going to fold, because I think it's absolutely disgusting. I don't think that that's something that a good dog owner would do by choice. Now, I understand that there are life changes that happen, and sometimes we have to do things that are not by choice, but it's just going to happen one way or another. Meg and Justin have a choice. They had a choice. They decided to go ahead and put their dogs through trauma instead of coughing up the extra dough to have them fly on this dog-specific airline carrier. And we know the rest of the story. I will link some other videos down below if you're kind of lost or maybe you just want to know more. I will link some other videos so I'm not really repetitive. But I just think that both of them are so selfish, so greedy, so entitled, and I will never have an ounce of respect for Love Meg because she literally wanted to veil my commentary channel as some kind of evil plan to, take her down. And on top of it, she labeled me with a, medical condition that I don't have. I've not been diagnosed with. And even if I was, it's not on her because she is not qualified to diagnose anybody. So I will never have any respect for her for that. And on top of it, I think she's a terrible dog owner, and that's my opinion. All right, guys, and the last person we're going to talk about for this video is Allinwithari, Ronnie Spur. She is steady losing subscribers, so I want to bring your attention to her last 3 videos, all of them. One is called 10 Little Things. It has 880 likes to 1.7 thousand dislikes. The next one says Recap and Restart Car Life Stuff Worship. It has 818 likes to 1.3 thousand dislikes. And the most recent one is just 5 hours ago. And it says, a typical scenario, and it has 389 likes to 143 dislikes, and her views are down. So I'm not going to react to those because they're really not worth it. I've already watched them once. It's her not addressing anything that she should be addressing. It is trying to proceed with her channel so that she continues to make money off YouTube. And I think she's going by the whole, oh, if you just stop paying it attention, it'll eventually go away kind of deal. And I do think that there are some times on the internet where if you ignore it, it'll just go away. But unfortunately, when you're dealing with things that are really serious, court documents and things that are in black and white, where your subscribers could find them on verified websites, government websites, I don't think that you can just ask time to take care of it for you, because people don't forget about really bad people in society. If you're a bad person, and if documents show that you were a bad person, you have to tell your side of the story. How many times have we heard from her that she has her side of the story and she knows the truth and blah, blah, blah? Why not just come out with it? If you're so confident that your side of the story is going to clear everything up, then that video could have come out months ago. Instead, we have my favorite snacks, then the whole Donald and JoJo thing, then the Rude Jude interview. She wants to make fun of people calling her cringe. Then she wants to go on these wildlife adventures with canyons and turtles and stuff. And of course, we can't forget the clickbaity titles like Saying Goodbye for Now. I reviewed that video a couple of weeks ago. I think that it's an absolute slap in the face to anyone who helped build her to the 83.6 thousand subscribers that she has now, and some of the people that are still holding on and just giving her the benefit of the doubt. I think it's a slap in the face to them, and that's my opinion. I don't think that she shows any real appreciation or respect for those who are willing to listen to her story. And I think that she's utilizing YouTube as a way to literally just make money. I don't think she's an advocate. I don't think she's here to, platform people so that it benefits them. I think that she's only here to benefit herself. And I think that her entire channel is an absolute embarrassment. And as I said before, if you want to donate to her, by all means, go for it. But you should know who it is that you're donating to. And I always think, is there someone better, more deserving that should be receiving this donation instead of this person? And that's just something that I've kind of always taken with me through my life. And when it comes to people online, it is always hard to trust people and trust their story and trust their intentions. But I've seen her intentions, and I've seen who she really is. And I look at Allinwithari as kind of a character that she has built. And she was never expecting Ronnie Spur to have been discovered so early on. It would have been much better for her to just address it and move on. But instead, she has done whatever the hell this is. And her channel is tanking. Her views are tanking. And yeah, that's kind of where her channel is for now. So either way, we'll see if maybe one of her upcoming videos is actually contains some substance, then I might do a reaction. But as of right now, there's just no reason to make you guys listen to her blabber nonsense. And yeah, that's not what we're here for. We're not here to waste time, at least not for today. So either way, those are going to be my thoughts on these little grab bag of topics. I will put some timestamps in a pinned comment or in my description box. But for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.